Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is day 16 of the June Leetcode Daily Challenge. Let's actually update the page. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join the Discord channel. There's a link somewhere below. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, validate IP address. That's like a thing. Validate an IP address. Okay, there's a wall of text. Write a function to determine whether an input string is a valid IPv4 or IPv6. Okay. So IPv4 looks like this. Just 4 dots from 0 to 255 with no leading zeros, okay? IPv6 is some other stuff with 8 groups of 4 hexadecimal digits, each group representing 16 bits. And we don't replace this because I think that's actually in the spec with no leading zeros. Okay, so let's get started. So this just has to be okay. Well, I think we just have to check it for both the cases. Just check because these two possibilities, IPv4 and IPv6, are mutually exclusive, so they cannot both overlap. You don't have to worry about them. So you can do something like if IP, just have a helper function say is IPv4 IP, then return IPv4, else I guess if IPv6 IP, turn IPv6, and then if neither, then neither. Okay, and then now we just have to write the helper functions, and this is just following the instructions, I think. In this case, you just have 4 or 3 periods, and each of the 3 periods are, yeah, and then you just get numbers from 0 to 255. Okay, so now let's split IP. That's split by period. What's it called? Let's just call them, maybe a name them. I was gonna call them segments, but yeah, okay. Let's just call them numbers. And then now we just have to verify that that they're numbers and that there are no leading zeros, right? So for num in numbers, well, let's also check that if length of numbers is equal to 4, because we want 4 of these numbers. Okay, return 4. If this is not equal to 4, that is. And then now for each number in numbers, okay, now we just have to check that it is not that for each number that all the digits are numbers. Okay, so a number in his case is still a string, so we can just go if x for x in num, if x is digit, if not x is digit, return false. Okay, and then now that we confirm that each number is a number, then let's convert it into a number, an int number. Let's just call this number string. And now we want to check that it is within 0 to 255. Okay. Yeah, I mean that part is easy. So if number is less than 0, shouldn't happen, I don't think. It could be 0 though, right? Yep. Or number is greater than 255, return false. Otherwise, what we're left with is a number that is, we have to check for leading zeros. So this is just a very exhaustive, just making sure you get all the cases. So it is a leading 0 if the first character is equal to 0. Oh yeah, also maybe you have to check that the length was at least 1. A lot of edge cases, so you have to be careful. Oh, this is equal to 0, sorry. Okay, if this is equal to 0 and number is not 0, then return false. Basically, this is just saying that if the first digit is 0, but the number is not 0, then you return false because that means that you have a leading digit. Otherwise, return true. Okay, so now we could play around with these things. The second case obviously will not be true, but you know it should run otherwise. But we have to have a placeholder for the other one. It's IPv6 IP return false. Okay, so that is expected. Let's test a few more for leading zeros, empty zeros, and maybe just 2 zeros. In this case, all of these should be neither. Yep. Oh no, but my answer is IPv4, so this is wrong. Oh, because this is a string, so it should yeah, I compared it to the number 0, so that's careless. And in this case, 1 2 3 4, this is wrong as well. Oh, so there is I guess I got a good test case where if it's 00, then this is still not good. So, okay, what is the case then? Okay, so if number is equal to 0, or if number is not equal to 0, and well, this is basically this, or if number is equal to 0, then we want to check that the length of the number string is equal to 1. Or in this case, if it's not equal to 1. Okay, so that's now the behavior is what we expect. Because this is essentially binary, it looks sketch in that, you know, maybe we just get a little bit lucky. So let's put in a few cases where that's good, just to kind of test our sanity a little bit. Okay, so that looks good. Let's move on to IPv6. What are the rules for IPv6? 4 hexadecimal digits, each representing 16 bits. Okay. We could omit some zeros. Extra leading zeros are also invalid. Oh, yeah, I mean, okay. So it has to, it's not super clear, the definition. Right now I'm just reading it. I don't think there's anything tricky about this problem, other than edge cases, because, yeah. So it could be upper cases as well. Okay, let's break it down one by one, same thing as before. And I could have used the helper here, by the way. That's maybe something that I could have done for the other one. But, yep, 8 numbers. Okay, so we do something similar. Let's do numbers is equal to ip.split dot, was it semicolon? if length of numbers is not equal to 8, return false. And now we go by it one by one. And because we're actually essentially case insensitive, let's just lower everything. Yeah. Change it to lowercase. No reason to think about it. And then similarly, for each number in the number string, we want it to be in hex. So it's just from 0 to so we could omit leading zeros. Okay, but we can all do we allow regular non-leading zeros? Okay, because I think in this case you are allowed leading zeros, but you can remove it as long as it doesn't make it more than 4 digits, right? Okay, so we don't have to actually check for leading zeros then. Okay, so now for each character we just have to check that if x is digit, then this is good, or x is in A, E, I, O, U. No, what? No, A, B, C, D, E, F, oops, for hex. So if either of these things is true, so we could just do a not on this, or you could use De Morgan's law if you prefer. I think this case is fine, either one. And then now, if length of number string is greater than 4, then we return false. Or if it's 0, right? Or length of number string is less than or equal to 0. Did I have that case here? Oh no, I have that here. I guess I don't check it, but if it's more than 4 digits, then this would get caught anyway. I guess that's it. It's not clear that. I think the only case that I don't know is that. Let's put these cases in there as well. I guess this one's in there, and deleting 0. And I think there's one that I'm curious about, and I don't know. I don't handle this case. I just want to know what the expected go is, because it could go either way. Okay, well, apparently I forgot to return true, so it makes it hard to for this to be true. Otherwise, this should be true in the end. Okay, so I guess this is okay. I wasn't sure if this was okay because there is leading 0, but it's not the entire length 4. It was specified, and I think on the contest it's possible that you may just get unlucky and get wrong. But on an interview, definitely ask for clarification, obviously. Okay, I think this is okay enough for me to submit. I think in the sense that there are probably more edge cases, but some of the edge cases are just not super specified. But I think we got most of them, so let's give it a go and keep our fingers crossed. Oh no. Did I test this? But okay, this was in the, it's not in the input, but it is in the problem statement, so I feel a little bad about that. I guess I could have tested a little bit more, but I thought this would give me the, I thought I do check for it, but maybe there's a typo somewhere. Yeah, why is this, does this not get split? That is interesting, actually. 6, 7, 8. I mean, I do definitely have this thing that checks. Oh, I am silly. This should not be part of the for loop, so that was just, That's the one thing about Python, is something sometimes you miss seeing it. Okay, now that's correct because I was staring right at it. But that said, have proper unit testing, have proper testing, and I should have caught that because that's also in here somewhere. So that would have been just something that should have been caught. Okay, cool. Not bad. I mean, this was just an exercise in being careful, in being deliberate, and putting all the test cases. They actually give you a lot of test cases, so it's okay. I got caught with one carelessness, but in general, just break down the cases and try to be as careful and thorough as possible. I know as it is easier said than done. It is tricky. As for an interview, I have definitely seen not this problem, but interview problems like this one where it's just you have to do one thing. There's nothing super tricky about it other than you have to be careful. You have to think it through. You have to ask the right questions and yeah. As a programming, there used I would say on the meta of competitive programming, there definitely used to be more of these type of like, here's something that's annoying to program it. But at least on Code Forces, I haven't seen these kind of problems that much lately. Knock on wood. But um, but yeah, in terms of code readability, I would definitely maybe clean this up and put in a helper or something like that. Um, and yeah, if I put in a helper, for example, then I would have the indentation would have made sense, right? Because I would have put this in for the string, and then this would, you know, it would have been easier to catch that I had them on the wrong level. But and you would use, words to name the functions in a good place. In terms of complexity, I mean, this essentially is linear. We look at each character a constant number of times. In space, you could probably do better than what I did because I do allocate extra space by splitting them and stuff like that, but it's not a big deal. It's linear space, and I think you could probably get away with doing constant space just by having a pointer and then process it along the way. But but this problem is already error prone as it is. So I'm okay with that, but you should upsolve that as an exercise. It's not too bad. It's just annoying. And yeah, that's why for this problem. Hope you did okay. Hope you enjoyed this problem. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye bye.